YouTube, what is going on? It is sandz coming at you with a breakdown video of the brand new Destiny trailer that was released today by Bungie. So I'm going to try and talk through a little bit of this stuff as well as review some of the additional information that I've gathered. Of course, I will link to the original video here below in the comments, so make sure you guys go out there and take a look at that. Just want to stop right here real quick and just point out to all you guys that I know I'm not trying to inflame the console war, but right there, bottom right hand side, you can see that they are doing this on PlayStation 4. So press X to play, and then this trailer is going to kick off. So right here, wanted to point something out, and that is the 3 spaceships. We'll go back to that here in just a second when the next cutscene comes up, but I wanted to show that to you guys. Now, of course, here, this is the map. We already know about the 4 planets, and right here, we do see the tower in the center. What we've gathered thus far is that the tower is kind of like that social hub. So you'll be able to go out there, meet with new players, exchange items, possibly also be able to upgrade things. I believe that this is where your hangar is going to be as well for your spaceship. So the trailer pans in more closely into Earth itself. And then we see right here, down on that bottom left-hand corner, it says colony ship. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. If that means that Earth is kind of like that last frontier, we can see here that off on the right-hand side is the Traveler, and down below the Traveler it says Gateway. So this could very well be, be the Traveler itself, and kind of like the path therein. Now, another thing I want to kind of point out here is, as we look around, you can kind of see that this is the Forgotten Shore up in here, and what I'm assuming is to be, ocean. Kind of all surrounding here. We got the dry sea, so it's supposed to be old Russia. Looked on a map, wasn't able to actually find anything that mirrored this exactly, but of course this takes place far into the future. Now you guys may recognize this voice, and of course this is the guy that actually did The Wire. So if you guys are wondering about that and why that voice sounds familiar, that's why. Now, with these 3 spaceships, you'll notice that each one of them are in distinct patterns. We know that we're going to have our own spaceship, and we're going to be able to upgrade and mod. So I don't know if there's like a particular class. I don't know if when we're traveling, if we're going to be able to run into enemy spacecraft, or how that's all going to play out. But wanted to at least stop it there so you guys can take a look at all 3 spacecraft. And here we are landing in the rocket yard. Old Russia. As you can hear, this Russian right here means forward. So we are moving on forward, and we can see that we are running the 3 different classes of characters. We have the Titan, Warlock, and the Hunter. And now, wanted to show right here, down at the very bottom, you can see that it does have an ammo count right there. So he had just shot, so went from 3 to 2, now to 1, gets that critical shot, and then down, brings it back. Also there on that left-hand side, we see chain reaction ×2, and then it starts to tick down. So I don't know exactly how the whole combo system is going to work, but it's nice to see that it looks like you get some sort of a bonus for killing, or it looks like, I guess, chaining together kills. So right there, that's one of my favorite things about this, is that knife throw and then that stab. So looks just absolutely ridiculous. And then right there we're seeing that people are actually floating up, so some sort of jump perk there or something going on. And I believe that the gun that we're seeing right here is the hand cannon, and kind of has that revolver-like feature that was mentioned by a couple of other folks. So that's going to be my guess. See the ammo count there as well on that scope.
Fallen and Hive. Let's hope we can avoid the crossfire.
Alright, so right there he says Fallen and Hive. I hope we can avoid the crossfire. So obviously we're coming upon basically a firefight between the Fallen and the Hive. So I was wondering, first off, if we're going to be able to simply let them duke it out if we don't want to get involved. But of course we want to get engaged and we want to bring the fight to them. So that's what we're going to see here, and that's what I'm definitely going to be doing. But I was wondering how that all works, or if we're going to be able to turn it against each other. All right, so real quick, and I'm just going to bring this back. What we saw right there was he threw the knife. Let's see if I can get back here. threw the knife, right? And then you can see right here that the knife emblem is now empty. And then right there, it's back. So I don't know if you have like an inventory of knives, or if you can just, if it ricochets off and you bounce back and you're able to pick it up. But that was something that I did notice earlier. So same thing there with the grenade. It looks like, the grenade just instantly refilled. Of course, this could just be something for this particular walkthrough, or I guess sandbox type environment that they have. Of course, they're able to run whatever in the hell they want to. So now this shot is obviously, you know what? This is part of that map. So this must be the spaceship that landed on Earth, right? Because I recognize those 3 bubbles from the map there before. So that's got to be what we're actually seeing here is the ship. So we must be going to the ship to take the fight. I love how you can see the outer ranges of the Milky Way galaxy, just making it look so amazing. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to see all sorts of heavy engagement. Right there, he's using his focus power, able to drop several enemies, it looks like in just a couple of shots. I don't know how that works, if there's a timer on that as well, or if that's just the number of shots that you have before that all happens. Recharging the super here, rolling in with what appears to be some sort of a nasty type shotgun. Even down from on the bottom left, it looks like it has that shotgun silhouette. So now we're having to hack this mesh generator, which is right there on the right. So it's all this stuff right here is all the stuff that it has to break through right here. So
sealed. Pretty complex. I'll need time.
Had a little bit of time there to reload. They're doing so. Of course, now we're just seeing tons and tons of different enemies that are rolling all in. And again, the one thing that's really just amazing to me is how the you know what? Real quick, you see this? You see down here? The grenade emblem is now slowly rising, whereas before it was pretty much instantaneous. So I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. And also right here, the 3 orbs of light. So from what I understand, if you walk over the 3 orbs of light after somebody kills an enemy, then that's actually going to allow you to have your focus fill or refill more quickly.
I'll work faster.
And there we can see that the enemy is using one of those kind of cloak type abilities. So some folks have also been asking a couple of different questions. We've been able to find out a little bit of information. So for example, inventory slots. People were wondering how many inventory slots do you have, and it sounds like you're going to have 9 slots available for armor and then 9 slots available for your weapons. So a lot of ability there to be able to pull out different firepower. And it also sounds like you're going to be able to kind of customize your loadout. Even if you are in the middle of a firefight, you're going to be able to quickly change weapons so that if it's not one of your weapons equipped, you'll be able to pick something out that's more suitable to the task. In addition, one other thing that I've really been interested in is kind of the competitive gameplay and whether or not that was going to be a part of it. And it definitely has been confirmed as it is going to be a huge part, maybe not a huge part, but a big part of Destiny. However, they've really kind of balanced it out to make sure the players are engaged both in this kind of, I guess, campaign version as well as multiplayer. Now, interesting thing right there was up at the top, for the first time, I guess, really, from what we've seen in this walkthrough, is the meter. So we can see that the meter right here is actually going down before this player is killed. Another thing is that we see that it's a 45-second respawn time. So that's definitely a long time. However, your teammates are going to be able to revive you. So you can see right there, he was revived by orcs and now is back in here getting some. Now, another interesting thing about that is the Hive Wizard had that resist. Of course, pulling out the rocket launcher seemed to negate that, but I could see how if you went up against several enemies that had that resist type of armor or whatever, spell or cloak or whatever it happens to be, how that can be extremely difficult. It's super hard for you to get to win a fight without other folks playing with you. But again, that kind of goes back to are you trying to be a strictly multiplayer, or are you trying to play with other friends? And it sounds like you're pretty much going to have to play with both, and it's going to be they're going to make it rewarding enough that players are going to do so. So I think for me, in addition, I'm going to be really looking at the competitive stuff a lot more closely. For those of you that follow me on my Call of Duty channel, competitive was a huge piece for me, and I know that Halo kind of brought it there. So real exciting stuff. Now, one thing that we see right here in this last frame, we can see it dropping in that huge, what appears to be that huge spider monster that we saw in several other clips earlier. So we're entering the Devil's Lair here, and my guess is going to be that basically we had moved from the rocket yard in there to the Devil's Den. So right here, I think that this is probably the most important thing of this particular video, and that is E3 2014. And I think that E3 2014 is really alluding to, and I know that Bungie has tweeted out that that's when people are going to be able to play it. So people are really going to be able to play Destiny beta at E3. And I shouldn't say Destiny beta. What I'm saying is folks there will be able to play it, and I would assume that the beta is going to roll out almost immediately after that. So I would target E3 as pretty much your hard date for Destiny. And of course, if I find out any additional information, I will let you guys know about it. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you watch the original out there on the Destiny website, and thanks for watching.